Welcome to the Pride Cheneyville Library Grab and Go. Today we'll be learning how to make Pom Pom lovebirds. So some things you're going to need that you're going to get in your brown paper bag are 2 cardboard squares that will be our Pom Pom makers. You'll need your instruction packet. We will give you white and gray yarn, a little bit of black yarn, some wax string. I trust that you have a pin and scissors at home. I'll give you glue and a Q-tip to apply the glue with. And you might need tape. I trust that you'll have tape at home. But if not, you can always borrow some from the library. And also, we have mini wooden clothespins that I will be giving you in your packet. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is to make the pom-pom for the bird body. In order to do that, we're going to need to use our template here to make our cardboard pom-pom maker. So you're going to get your scissors and cut out these circles. The blue part here, you're going to cut that out also. So these little pom-poms are really cute. They're a little bird you can just carry in your hand, and they'll have a little love note attached to its beak that you can write a little love note for your Valentine. All right. So now that we have that cut out, we are going to take our pen or pencil and trace this onto the cardboard. We'll do it to both pieces of cardboard. Now what we're going to do is cut out the tracing that we had just done with our scissors. And these will be our pom-pom makers that will form the body of our bird, our lovebirds. All right, there's one. Now we'll do the other one. All right, so now we have our pom-pom makers. We will put them together like this. We will start with our gray thread and start wrapping 1/2 of our pom-pom maker with gray thread. And you just wrap it around and around. The thicker you wrap it around, the thicker your pom-pom will be. So getting a good thickness is important here because you want a good thick pom-pom. So I advise use up all of your yarn. And we're only going to do half, so I'll be wrapping to about here. And then the other half we will use the white yarn. All right, now let's get started with our white yarn for the other half. With the white yarn, leave a little bit left so we can tie the pom-pom in the center. You you get a knot in your yarn, you can cut it and start wrapping all over again. It will work out just fine. All right, so I'm gonna save about 6 inches of yarn to tie it at the center. I'm gonna cut it and save about 6 inches. And that is what we're gonna tie our pom-pom with at the center. Next step is you're gonna go between the 2 cardboard slats. Kind of push them apart with your scissors and cut the yarn along the outer edge. Kind of hold it in place because they do become unraveled. So I'm pressing down with one hand so they don't get unraveled and everywhere, and I'm cutting with the other. Now put your string between the 2 cardboard slats, like so. And tie a knot. And double knot it and get it really good. And then you can remove the cardboard. And there you have it, a pom-pom. You can trim these long pieces here. All right. Our next step is to trim the top of the bird, the head and the back, to form a flat shape. So we will trim, let's kind of puff out our pom-pom a little bit, and we will trim the gray side to be flat at the top. All right, that looks pretty flat to me. See, it's kind of flat at the top. Now we're going to shape the body. Where the 2 colors meet, we're going to make it into a drop-like shape, like so. The head of the bird should be round and the tail should be narrow. So this will be our round part. This will be the head of the bird. And then this will be the narrower tail. So make it more narrow back here. Trim the underside to be more round. Kind of narrow it towards the tail and pare it out towards the head. And so we get a nice pear shape. All right, next up, You'll add the closed peg beak. So let me get one of our miniature clothes pegs. There will be one in your bag. It's very little, so look carefully for it. And you will have a piece of string also. So at this point, you're going to need to decide where in the head portion you want to put your beak. All right, so we're going to take our threaded wax. So there is this loop in the middle of the peg, and we will put the thread through that loop. You want equal string on both sides so you can tie it evenly. I'm noticing some longer. I'm trimming as I go. All right, so I want it on the wider part of my pear shape, and I want my beak to be right there. So get my thread even, put my beak in place. And tie the string. I want it tight, but not too tight. Okay, let me make sure I like that. And I do, that's very cute. You can see it through the fuzz now that I trimmed him up a little bit. Okay, let me fluff him out. Let me trim these edges here. Trim the string. All right. Now we have our beak. Next step is the tail. You'll notice that I gave you two things of gray thread. One of them is smaller than the other. The smaller one will be for the tail and a head tuft. So you'll see this one has a tail and a head tuft. This one just has a tail. You can do the tail and head tuft, or you can just do the tail. It's up to you. If you do both, you just divide the string in half. I'm going to do both. So let me cut my string in half. All right, so to make the tail, what we have to do is we will wrap the tail yarn around 4 fingers. And the length of the loop will be a bit more than double the tail length you want. So you make a few loops, and then we're going to tie it in the middle with a little bit of extra. You leave a little bit extra like that, and we will tie it in the middle with that extra string here. So let me tie this in the middle of our loops that we just made. All right, I wrapped it around my finger like three or 4 times, my 4 fingers. All right, I've tied it off. Now we're going to fold the loops in half and dab some glue around this knot right here. Let me tie that in a knot. Let me get my glue and my Q-tip to apply the glue. All right, got my glue. So the tail end is the narrower end. So we're going to open it up and we are going to insert the tail. Well, first of all, let's cut these pieces right here because our tail will be like so. Now we will insert with glue. I need a little more glue. It dries quick. Some good tacky glue there. All right, and we have a tail. So I inserted the glue end into the narrower end of our bird here. And you can now trim his tail to make it look the way you want. All right, we've got a tail. Now we will add the tuft. The tuft is made in the same way that we do the tail. We take the other part of our string, wrap it around our fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I will cut a piece of string, tie it in the middle, just like we did for the tail. And I'll tie it in a knot. And we will cut the ends. And we'll cut these pieces so that they are all even, the same size. All right, we will fold it in half. Add a dab of glue. And find a place on top of the head here and insert our tuft. All right, now I'm going to trim that up. Okay, our birdie has a tuft and a tail. Very cute. Next step, the eyes. This part we will use our black thread, our black yarn. So we'll take our small piece of black yarn and we will cut it in half. So make end to end, cut in half. And we will tie a loose knot. A loose knot, not a tight knot, a loose knot. Because don't pull it tight, it should be slightly loose so it can have some volume. So let me double make it into a knot. There we go, see it's loose so it's got volume. I will do the same with the second part of the string. All right, now we're going to trim the ends short. And pull it a little tight, but not too tight. So we have a little volume to our knot here. and it doesn't unravel when we trim it. Okay, and these are our eyeballs. So now we will find the position right above the beak here and under the tuft, and we will dab a little glue inside and carefully place the eye down. So let me get my glue. Find a spot for one of the eyes right here. Dab some glue there. And I will carefully place my eye right there. All right, now our birdie has an eyes and a beak, like so. Now your bird is ready to carry your message. So our next step is to make the envelope. All right, so the template will be on the next page. You will cut out one of these envelopes. And you can insert a sweet little message inside your envelope for your Valentine. Totally up to you. And you can seal the envelope with a cute little heart sticker, or you can draw a heart. I have a pink pen here. I'm going to draw a pink heart to seal my envelope. Any kind of pen will do. All right, now you can write a sweet little message inside, like, be mine, Valentine. Now we fold along the dotted line. I'm going to fold one side, fold the ends, fold both sides in, fold the bottom, and then fold the top down. Now I'm going to draw a little heart here, color it in. The sticker works nice too. And I will insert into my beak. And there you have it, folks. Your very own Pom Pom lovebird. I hope you've enjoyed this grab and go. We will be doing these all February, so we hope you enjoy. Have a good one.